Get your Super Bowl Sunday started with NFL Game Day Morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, live from the field in Atlanta. As Tom Brady prepares for his 9th Super Bowl, he goes one-on-one with Willie McGinnis.
You know, what helps me is people tell me I'm no good, I'm never going to make it, that you'll never be a pro quarterback. Those become parties.
And as Jared Goff prepares for his first Super Bowl, Michael Silver stops by his house to talk Brady, Belichick, and playing on the big stage.
It'll be a good challenge, and we'll be ready.
Larry Bird knows all about the Boston-LA rivalry.
The one thing about the LA fans, most of them people are not from LA, so they're bandwagon fans. It's not like Boston.
And so does Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Sometimes it gets personal.
These legends and more weigh in on what makes Boston versus LA so great. 8.5 hours of NFL Game Day Morning starts Super Bowl Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Well, the city of Atlanta has one of the largest convention centers in the world, the World Congress Center, about 1 million square feet of space converted into the ultimate football playground this week.
He has become such an outstanding all-around back.
Throws to Gordon on the screen, one man to miss, and of course he makes a miss. 40, 45, midfield 50, 40, no one in front of him. Flash to the finish line. Hands off to Gordon. He's got a lane outside the numbers. Touchdown, Flash, Gordon. 28 yards for number 28.
What a run from Melvin Gordon.
Hurdles. Melvin Gordon with 9 lives. He's a cat out there.
He's on the cusp of breaking out to be one of the elite backs in the NFL.
All right, now it's time for a little players only. Why are we showing a video of Melvin Gordon? Because he's joining us on set right here, Pro Bowl running back from the LA Chargers. Good to have you here. And Willie, I told you, Melvin hit me up and said we're going casual today, and yet you still went with the suit and tie, so I appreciate that, Melvin. But this is what I love. I mean, Scott Hansen, no offense, but we like kicking you out, and we like going into the locker room with just the players here and players only. And we're gonna hit you up. This is where you want to be. I know you guys had a great year, fell a little bit short. What do the Chargers need to do next year to be playing in the Super Bowl?
We just gotta, we gotta be hitting on all cylinders. I think, when we come in the game, the offense can't just be hot, and the defense be cool, and the defense be hot, and the offense be cool. The special teams, offense, defense, all got to be hitting. And if we all come out and play like I know we can, it'd be hard to stop us.
I'm gonna say one thing they need to do. I know you're in your 5th-year option, but they need to sign this man to a long-term deal because there's 2 players that had the most touches.
He was going to say that.
But Kurt, but check it out. There's 2 players that had the most touches in the league. Todd Gurley is one. Who do you think the other one is? It's this man right here. That means he does everything for this offense. So when you're looking at these backs nowadays, especially the position you play, Ken Wisenhunt, I think, did a great job of using you. You play in the slot, you play in the backfield, you play receiver, they motion you out, they get those one-on-ones. When you look at what's going on with your team and this offense, how explosive could they be going forward? If they give you that long-term deal.
Yeah. we got so many players. We had lost Hunter. We have so many guys, man. And credit to Wiz because it's hard to give everybody the ball and make everybody happy, right. But he does a good job in doing it. I know we'll figure something out, and Chargers going to be my home for a while.
There you go.
Okay, did I hear you say that you wanted the Patriots to win the Super Bowl? Is there a story behind that? Why is that?
Because the Rams play in LA, we play in LA.
The battle for LA.
Bragging rights, man. It's all about bragging rights.
It is, man. I'm not trying to be second tier to anybody, because I know we're just as good, but I'm tired of seeing Rams billboard, when I go to the gas station, this and that. Like, I'm seeing Rams clothes in the stores where we live at.
There's one way to change that.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
Don't worry about it. We're going to get there.
Well, you played against both teams, right? You played against the Patriots. So if you played against that defense and you've seen that offense from the sideline, what does the Patriots need to do to win that football game?
You know what? I think they need to just put pressure on Goff and obviously, find a way to stop 30. You don't get 30 going. You get 30 going, it's going to be a long day. And limit the down the field, with Cooks. And I think explosive plays. And I think you'd be good.
Okay, I know you don't want the Rams to win, but if you got a formula, because you played against the Patriots just a couple weeks ago, you guys struggled to run the football. With the Rams, it starts with their run game. What do they need to do to get CJ and Todd Gurley going so they can open up that play action on the second?
Well, I think Goff got to go out there and do his thing, back those guys up a little bit, and then they'll find their lanes. With us, we kind of got behind the chains a little bit. Not behind the chains, but, they kind of 3 and out, 4 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and then we couldn't run. So they took that away from us. It's the Super Bowl, man, so I doubt they'd be able to do that with the Rams this game, especially because that's what they do. We'll figure out how it goes.
So you do got a little hope for the Rams. So let's take away let's forget about the Battle of L.A. and the Rams and you guys. With your player perspective, when you break this game down, give me a prediction of who's going to win and give me a score. That's what we do on this show.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do. I say 28-35. I'm going Patriots.
28-25?
28-35.
28-35. Wow.
Okay, high scoring.
Not a lot of defense.
I like points.
We're going to get some
points. I like that. Well, we appreciate you joining us, man. Enjoy the week here. But this is what it's all about. Love players only. We're going to be doing this all week long. It starts tomorrow. Well, it started right now, but we're starting the real show tomorrow, 8 Eastern. We're going to have players only the rest of the week. I know Willie's going to be involved. I'm going to be involved. We're going to have some of our other Hall of Famers that are on set with us. So it's going to be a great time. Make sure you pay attention for that. Now let's head out to L.A. And Cole, take it away.
Thank you very much, Kurt. Back here with the guys, David Carr and Will Blackman. And it's time to talk the best choice presented by Golden Corral. And as we know, for every factor, there's always an X factor. So, Will, I'll begin with you. When it comes to the Patriots, on offense, who's their X factor going to be come Sunday, my man?
Well, first, I want to say what's up to my teammate, my Super Bowl teammate.
Yeah. How about good times?
But my X factor is going to be James White. He's been the X factor all season, leading the team in receptions with 87, but he's been the constant factor for them, getting the ball to him early, often. Early, because if they get it to him early, he gets about 6 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards, and get it out there. So they had success. The Saints did with Alvin Kamara, getting him the football, so I see the same thing for him.
53 career postseason receptions. Oh, by the way, that's the most since Thurman Thomas, so he's been pretty productive for those New England Patriots.
And he has the most in this postseason with 19.
Absolutely. Good call on that, Will. How about when it comes to the Rams offensive X Factor, DC? Who's it going to be for you?
There's a lot of options. There's a guy that was in this game last year, right, that kind of got knocked out early, Brandon Cooks.
Ain't no kind of.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks was there, right? So his Super Bowl trip last year was left a little bit on the table for him. I think he's going to come back and have a big game. He's the kind of guy, and you heard Melvin Gordon talking about it, down the field throws. I mean, he's the one guy that he might have one catch in this game, right? He might get a jet sweep or two, right? But if he has one big, huge play that changes the momentum of this football game for the Rams, I mean, he's really that guy for them on offense. Robert Woods is the guy, intermediate routes, he can chop you up, but Brandon Cooks is the guy that is the home run threat, so I like him.
Yeah, and Brandon Cooks, he led the Rams in receptions this year, playoffs included. The Patriots, however, 5th overall when it comes to offense this season. Rams number 2, but they were number 1 in big plays, so they're hoping for that big splash come Sunday. Now, more to come right here on NFL Total Access, and we have a lot to get to after the break. Well, Kurt Warner and Willie McGinnis, they're going to relive Super Bowl 36. It was 17 years ago when Willie's Patriots upset Kurt's heavily favored Rams, and as you're about to see, one man's nostalgia is another man's nightmare. Ouch.
Super Bowl halftime show featuring Maroon 5 with guest performances by Big Boy and Travis Scott.
Atlanta, Georgia, temperatures dropped pretty bad in Atlanta today, but we will be warm and cozy inside that beautiful $1.6 billion building on Super Bowl Sunday, 5 days from now. Rams and Patriots, 17 years to the day since Rams and Patriots.
Good afternoon, everyone. From the Louisiana Superdome, it is Super Bowl 36 between the Patriots and the St. Louis Rams.
I said I was going to get you down! I said I was going to get you down!
And Super Bowl 36 is underway. And Warner goes back to throw, and the pass is intercepted. Picked off by Taiwan. Touchdown! and the Patriots out on top. Brady drops back to throw, looks, fires right. Touchdown, David Patton! So Tom Brady throws his first ever Super Bowl touchdown pass.
Warner, quarterback sneaks, walks into the end zone, touchdown Rams.
And the Patriots lead is now down to a touchdown.
Drive. Now we go get another one.
Warner stands in, fires, Ricky Prohl wide open, inside the 10, breaks the 10, yes! Touchdown, Ricky Prohl! And the Rams fight and claw their way back in this football game. It ain't over till it's over, baby.
A pulse-pounding finish to this one here in New Orleans. Brady steps up, fires down the field, caught! Troy Brown at the 40, he's to the left of the 37-yard line and goes out of bounds.
What a finish we have going on here.
And Adam Vinatieri will try to win it with a 48-yard field goal attempt. Kick is on the way, and it is good! And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions! The best team in the National Football League!
Wow, a very young Tom Brady, a young-looking Bill Belichick, a no-gray Kurt Warner in that game.
Long time ago.
And Willie McGinnis, the ferocious defender, gathering up one of his now 3 Super Bowl championship rings. You guys played against each other in this amazing game, Super Bowl 36. Give me some memories, Kurt, if you would.
Well, yeah, I will. And I'll tell you what, just because we're like on Tuesday, Willie and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, was just, the atmosphere of that week, because we were the team, that had won a Super Bowl. We were in our second Super Bowl in 3 years, and we were kind of that budding dynasty. If we win the Super Bowl, man, it's the next dynasty in the NFL against a team that nobody really knew anything about, with a quarterback that nobody knew anything about. And every time I turned on the radio, I stepped out of my hotel room, I flipped on the TV, it was talking about how, the Rams are going to kill them. The Rams are 14-point favorites. They're going to walk away with this. And that's what I remember. And then you go into the game, and obviously an unbelievable game, hard-fought game, and then maybe the memory at the end, and I say this just because Tom Brady's playing in his 9th, is that 2-minute drive. We tied the game up on that Ricky Prohl touchdown, and I thought, okay, they are not going to go for this for the 24-year-old quarterback that's never been there. We got to stop him on 3 plays. Maybe we'll get the ball back. We could win this thing in regulation because the momentum had switched. Right. And then Tom Brady and the legend started there. In the moment, the last 2 minutes of a game when you need a drive, way back when he was 24, he made that drive, set up the kick, and obviously the win for the Patriots.
It was, and I think it kind of started before the game for us as a team. What was the Patriots, how we came together. It started in training camp when we lost our quarterback coach, Deke Raybon. He passed away, and then 9/11 had hit, and that was like early in the season, like week 2 or 3. And, we started to come together as a team to figure if we're going to have any type of success or if we're going to do anything, we got to do it as a team, one for all, for our country. Like, we have to come together. We're the Patriots. We felt like we had to represent the country and do all those different things, and it was more about team than individualism. So we started running out of the tunnel as one instead of individually, getting called out.
There was no from Michigan Tom Brady.
We didn't do any of that.
Here are the Patriots.
And the crazy thing is, here we are in 9th Super Bowl for Belichick and Brady, yet when you watched them come out on opening night last night, they came out as a team. It was something that was started. So many things started way back when, 17 years ago, but a lot of them still keep going, in a lot of different ways.
And then getting to the game, the one thing, like Kurt mentioned, is whenever we did an interview, whenever we heard any type of media outlet talk about the game, it was about the Rams. How great the Rams were, how special the Rams were.
One of the biggest favorites in Super Bowl history.
Of course. They earned that because they were a great team. And for us, we just felt like it was disrespectful that our names wasn't even mentioned. People didn't really know our roster, who we were. So this was an opportunity for us to come together.
Look at the video.
No, don't look at the video. Just keep talking.
How you doing, buddy?
Just keep talking.
It was an opportunity for us as a team to not only shock the world, but to show everybody that when you don't give somebody a chance or you don't even give them the respect in that game, which nobody did except for our families and us, what could happen, the outcome that could possibly happen.
Kurt, did you spike the football in frustration right there? You control your emotions as well as any man I have ever met.
Well, that was a frustrating game. But
early on,
again, so many things to pull from that. And once again, you look at this game. And now you've got the Patriots are kind of that team, the dynasty team, with a young 24-year-old quarterback that has a chance to prove his worth and maybe start something new. So many parallels between that game 17 years ago, not just the two teams playing. I saw the spike. That wasn't intended for you.
Okay.
That wasn't intended at you.
That's taunting. That's like taunting.
It was not at you at all. But, a chance to see how this plays out because I think there's a lot at stake for both teams.
55, Willie McGinnis, the all-time leading sack artist in playoff history. You got him right there. That was a 16-yard loss. That's a drive killer right there.
You don't have to keep rubbing it in. That was probably 3 points that I took off the board by running around and making that.
I needed that because I took off 7 points off the board when Tabucky Jones got the fumble and scored. I got the holding call on Marshall.
But that was the only reason I ran it and fumbled was because I was looking for Marshall and he mugged him on the other side. So I had to take off the other direction and try to run it.
Exactly.
Look, how about hitting the quarterback? Because every quarterback gets upset when they got noise right in their face, and they say that is the absolute key to getting to Tom Brady and throwing the Pats offense off this time around.
Well, we knew we had no chance if we didn't affect the pocket.
Yeah.
And they ran like a timing offense. So the one thing we wanted to do going into this game was jam the receivers so Kurt would have to pull the ball down and not go to his first option. That would allow our pass rush to get there. We knew if he dropped back and just got the ball out, it was over for us because we couldn't run with their receivers. They were too fast.
Kurt, you get last word.
What do I say after all that? No, I mean, I tell you what, the last word is simply, at the moment, it's tough to deal with. And you go, man, what could we have done different? We didn't play our best football. But I look back now, and I appreciate the moments that I had in Super Bowls. And to be a part of 3 of the greatest Super Bowls ever played, the only first Super Bowl to ever end on a kick with no time on the clock to win it. And I think you appreciate that, and you get beat by a group of men that did something special and have carried it on, and the start of an incredible dynasty. And so you appreciate things now that I didn't appreciate so much when I was spiking that football 17 years ago.
If I remember correctly, I'm just doing this off the top of my head, you still threw for over 300 yards, I believe, in the game.
Oh, he caught fire.
KW always played his best in the biggest game. Guys, thanks for going down memory lane with us. We appreciate it. Let's go back now to the NFL Network studios with Cole Wright.
Thank you very much, guys. Time out. Check out that Social Blitz presented by Sprint. And Will, you took on Tom Brady and those New England Patriots once upon a time, right?
I did a couple times.
Trying to corral him, easier said than done?
Way easier. I was not the one doing the corralling. It was the D-line. But
okay,
good. Yes.
All right. Well, I thought you did your best to try to maybe get one of those corner blitzes coming on.
I just got in the way.
Well, all right. Well, our James Palmer, he asked Wade Phillips, how do you try and stop a guy like Tom Brady? And, the answer was, of course, get an earpiece with Tony Romo in it. We know how good Antonio Ramiro Romo has been up there in the booth so far this year. Will, you want to touch that arrow? Want to advance that one along? All right, we'll keep this moving. Todd Gurley said, I love this team at the Rams NFL, but we're going to go another way because we're going to the Inglewood Police. There you go, right there. Randy's Donuts. It's a staple here in Los Angeles. It's right off the 405. Yeah, he is. He's been getting those arm days in for sure on that one right there, and the Rams feeling pretty good about those donuts. And Andrew Whitworth said, while kickoff Super Bowl week in Atlanta, also joining Joe One First Book. And the Atlanta Police Department this week, an unbelievable badge. We'll see that maybe as the show progresses, but until we do, it's right down there in the bottom corner, and it's pretty special, as you can see. Super Bowl edition badges for the Atlanta Police Department. Now, more to come right here on Total Access. And Julian Edelman, you may have heard of him. Well, he's been called a postseason legend. Gronk, he's being called an unblockable and undeniable force of nature, but the Rams aren't trying to praise these cats. They're trying to stop these guys. After the break, how was that done? Or Total Access after this.